vision that I would have for the city of Fort St. John would be to continue on with the growth pattern we've had. This city and the regions, it's already been pegged for huge growth in the next 10 years. We need to work on planning, we need to continue to work on sustainable growth, and we need to work together to ensure that Fort St. John always comes out on top.
Certainly what my colleague here says, Fort St. John needs to, I believe, certainly reestablish itself as an energetic center. It's been mentioned a few times, or the energy capital I should say, it's been mentioned a few times, but I think we've lost that focus. Certainly transportation, certainly the airport, but most importantly, we have some huge growth coming our way, whether it be the oil and gas industry, the coal industry, or the pending Site C. We need strong leadership. We need to make sure that we're prepared and we have the best outcome, whatever the decision may be for our community.
We also need to make sure that our streets are safe, that we feel comfortable walking through our downtown, as I know many residents don't in the evenings. We need to clean up the downtown, revitalize it, make changes so that the entire community can use that downtown again instead of feeling like we're pushed out.
We need to promote Fort St. John more. We need to promote it for workers because we have a crisis now in terms of businesses. We need to renew the foreign workers program and attract new businesses and industries as well. Crime and increased public safety is important as well, and my focus would be on those who sell drugs. We need to work with crime prevention programs like other centers have done to maximize the use of our RCMP as well. And the third one I want to work on is regional government. I think that we have the leisure pool now that the city operates, the regional district owns, is a fair, equitable payment of everyone. And we need to do that for all facilities. We need to make fair payments, equal payments. So those are three of the areas.
So one thing I would like the city to accomplish while in my term as city council is more proactive planning and proactive choices. I believe that if we take a proactive approach towards our spending and job issues, we will be more prepared in the future. Look at the oil field right now. There's a diesel crisis and we weren't prepared for it. And now we're on a bit of a ration right now for each truck and for each company. I think that if we're a bit more proactive, then we'll be able to avoid that situation again, whether it be through spending.
I would like to start with more transparency with City Hall, become more fiscally responsible, become a city we can be proud of, because if we're still putting the skeletons in the closet, we're not going to attract anybody here to fill those jobs. When we have to get more people, like everybody came out tonight, but there's a lot of meetings here that people don't come out to. People have to start taking pride in their city. And I think that's one of the things that I would do is push to have you guys come out and be heard.
If we could get this moved, it would be better, I think. For myself, over the next 3 years, the first thing I would like to see on council is a united council. I think that the disruptions in the last term have hurt our community in general and within the region. And the first priority would be a united group. For myself, I hope for the best people to be elected that are going to represent everyone. I hope that I am one of them. When we go to those things, we need to be a united group in looking at issues such as Site C, as seniors housing, or fair share agreement. These things are definitely going to affect us coming in, are going to affect our infrastructure, it's going to affect us in many ways. If we're not a united group going forward, then we're going to continue missing opportunities and it's going to hurt us in the long run.
The two things that I'd like to focus on, I think that they're very closely related, and that's the issue of growth management in terms of managing our physical growth in a way that's going to benefit our current situation. This includes focusing on infill development before expanding our boundaries and our infrastructure growing beyond where it is today. By focusing on infill development, we not only make the most of the land that we already have, but also prevent the elevated cost of sprawling infrastructure. And also this will serve the purpose of helping to aid in our downtown revitalization by creating more residential housing and stuff downtown in the vacant lots that we have available. This will give people more reason to come downtown and be downtown. And in turn, it all weaves this intricate fabric, and it can serve to make our streets safer by having more people on the street, and by having residents downtown. It provides more foot traffic and just a feeling of safety in general. An isolated, empty street is a lot more intimidating than a street that's filled with people. So those would be some things that I would consider.
You know, we've talked about all the good things that we have, all the good things that we think is coming here, sightsee, all of that. But the key, one of the keys, I believe, is the expansion of the city boundaries. I know that's for some people that's kind of an irritable thing, but the fact of the matter is, if we're going to move forward as a city, as a region, we have to expand our city. All the things that are coming, all the people we hope to have move here, industries, we have to expand. I think that's a key in there. Thank you.
Thanks, man. What everybody here has been talking about are challenges, and my vision for the city of Fort St. John would be to meet them challenges, settle them in a fair and equitable way, and just meet them head on, because a lot of times they get put to the side or they get swept under the carpet, and they raise their ugly heads once in a while, and then we're forced to deal with them. So I think my vision would be to deal with the issues that come forward and bringing them to a conclusion to the best of our ability and to the fairness to everybody. Thank you.
We need to continue to be transparent. We've tried very hard to be transparent, and can we do a better job? Probably we can. Let's continue the planning, the 2020 planning exercise we did a couple years ago. We must be sustainable. We must be affordable. We must build partnerships. Come on now. Oh, yeah, sorry. We must be open for business, environmentally strong, very livable, and fiscally responsible. Above that, we're open for business.
Thank you. Over this coming term in front of us, my interests lie in building a safe and welcoming community and ensuring that our downtown is perceived as such. We need to take back the reins of economic development and quit being reactionary to it. We need to increase communication with the community, and we have yet to use an email system out to people. What I would really like to see is us to, we do have to work with developers as they initiate new developments, but we really need to take a look at the roads that we presently have and how can we revisit those roads and get those sidewalks in for our children to get to school. Some 40, 50 years ago, a mayor once said, oh, we don't need sidewalks, no one walks. Well, maybe back then, you know, cars were a more viable option, but society has changed and we need to catch up and we need to get those sidewalks and the streetlights put in. We need to do all of this while maintaining a very strong financial position. So how we do that is going to be through use of innovation and really being prudent with how we use our tax dollars, because really there is only one taxpayer. Thank you.
For me, it's a matter of, I'm a big picture guy, so for me, I really want us to have a clear plan in place of where we want to be 5, 10, 20 years from now. And I know things change as the economy changes, as other things in our area change. But it's important that we have a plan, that we know what the destination is. I think that helps us to monitor our spending, to know where our priorities are. It helps us to communicate to you, the residents of our community, where we're going, so that you understand better why we're doing what we're doing. And I think that's an important piece that perhaps we're missing at this point. And I think that it also helps us to go out and sell who we are to the people of our province and beyond. If we can tell them and show them that we have a plan, we have a way to make it feasible and viable for them to operate in our community and to live in our community, they will come and want to be part of that. So I think that's a big part, and I think that will also help to elevate the level of respect that not only our province but the world has for us, and I think we do need to develop that and make sure that we're making those connections with the right people and bringing industry, bringing families to our community.
Thank you for the question. First off, my priorities is to get our spending under control. I think that's one of the reasons that we don't attract people or business as much as we do, because our taxes are so high. We've got to get a handle on that. Where that really comes into play is right now. Yes, we're on a high time, but I've seen too many boom time or bus times in this town. And we can ride on this highway, but we're going to pay for it at some point. The other thing I would like to see is the policing in Fort St. John increased. Not increased to the state of more officers, but what it is a community policing program that was cut by the city, I'm not even sure how long ago. It should be reinstated, because what it does is it ties the people to the policing, which brings in your neighborhood watch, it brings in lots of other features. The other thing that goes along with that is I've been talking with Grand Prairie, and Grand Prairie has a community policing system that's brand new. I think it's only them and Edson that have it out, but it actually pays for itself with more police. Thank you.